A new arrival
You have no single sales.
wants to divide and rule.
What does he want from you, Benny? Nothing.
Victim
You think we've got it in for him, don't you? I think he's had a rough time.
or persecutor.
I terrify you, don't I?
It's a funny atmosphere in that dome just now.
And he brought it in with him.
Stories from an open prison.
I'm going to get rid of you because you're a nutter. And the thing is, you know it, don't you?
Insiders, tonight at 9:30 on BBC One.
Break the bank with some of these antiques now. BBC One going for a song.
Hello, warm welcome to Going for a Song, where experts try to identify an array of unusual objects. Joining Marilla Frostop, who'll stop talking today, is Victor Chinnery, who works as a consultant for a leading auction house. Victor is an authority on early oak furniture in this country. He's also interested in pottery, metalwork and textiles from the 17th century. And on Tony Slattery's team is Sandra Lipton, a dealer based in London. Sandra has been in the business for 20 years. She specialises in antique silver and collectibles. And finally, our very own 20th century collectible, the Bard from Burnley, Mr. Eric Knowles. Alan, the first object, please, to Sandra and to Tony. That's
What in God's name is this?
Well, it looks...
It's not a sofa, is it?
No, I think...
Is that a what?
Sofa.
A sofa?
Yes.
No, it's not a sofa.
May I open it?
Well, that's not the point.
Not a sofa. Hard to open. Right.
Is it a snuff box?
No, it's a tobacco...
It's a tobacco.
I think it's a tobacco box.
Well, on the right lines, yes.
Yeah.
It's a-
Or for cheroots.
Is it for cigarettes or?
Cigarettes,
It is,
yes,
right.
or little. And it's quite beautiful. It's got all these applied army, lots of crowns.
These aren't military insignia.
Well, I'm wondering if they're military.
What's it made out of?
Enamel, and gold, I think, the applied ones. The base is silver. If I can just look at the market.
Of course, yes, do.
Right.
Thank you.
And what sort of period do you think, Sandra? What are we talking
Right,
about?
I'm just trying to get there.
I don't want to outbrush you.
Kumbaya.
It's very pit marked on the inside. It's mostly it's because they've applied these things on the top.
So what?
And it's not English, as far as I can see.
What time are we talking about? What period? Taking into account there are years past since I handed you the object.
Well, I'd say it was.
Very
I
difficult.
wouldn't say you were slow,
I'd
but...
say it was 19th century.
Yes, all
Yes,
right.
late 19th century.
And what about some value? Say it's silver, cigarette case,
Well,
enamel?
if it's Russian, as I think it might be, because of the mark in here, it's quite valuable because Russian silver is very collectible.
Oh, that's why I didn't have any feel for it at all. Because when I did
no,
Russian silver,
yes.
I was in a coma.
That's
All the scholarship just passed me by.
Yes. So
So the value
let us have...
would be about,
How much, Sandra?
I would say, it's obviously got a lot of history behind it with all these applied,
But how much?
right, 1,200?
Yep, I heard you say that, and that's very good. £1,200. Now, that's rather nice, actually. It's heavy and rather beautiful. Eric, pass it down to Eric, please. Thank you.
Yes, it is. It is Russian, and it's actually would have had originally a slow-burning fuse, which would have been... Can you see this little...
Yes,
I know this is
was.
remarkable, you know, but it would have had a slow-burning fuse which you would have kept in there. You would have lit it before you went out, and it was slow burn, and then you'd actually hook the thing out when you wanted to open it, take out a cheroot cigarette and light it. So it was continually... It could have doubled up as a hand warmer then, couldn't it, really? And then, there you go. You're going to keep your matches in this little part here. And friction matches. Date-wise, you said late 19th century. We're happy with that because it's actually, it has to be after 1896. We're happy that it's Russian, in actual fact, St. Petersburg. You were very wise not to be tempted to say, oh, it could be Fabergé, because there were lots of other people making very good silverware in St. Petersburg at that time. And you were quite astute in also recognizing that these little emblems were actually applied probably at a later date. So, we're happy on that. We're happy on the identification. We're happy when it comes to the country of origin. But you said £1,200.
Yes.
Do you know, Sander? I can call you Sander, can't I?
Yes.
That's spot on. It's £1,200. Well done.
Our next object, please, to Victor and Mariella. Thank you.
Well, it's a big wooden bowl, isn't it? It says something on it. Pounds.
Start here.
Honey. Yes, thank you.
Oniswaki Malipons. First thing you do is always turn it over. It didn't have a stem. It's sometimes the museum number.
Just so you know, Victor, the rim is loose.
That's right, the rim is loose. They sometimes sat on a turned stem, about this high, and very often had a lid with a lot of little cups attached. It's a wassail bowl.
What's a wassail?
Wassail is when you go out and serenade the fruit trees.
Oh, I do that a lot. Tony comes with me sometimes.
After you drain this, to ensure fertility for the coming year.
And what does this mean?
This is the Order of the Garter. Oniswaki Malipons. Evil be to he who evil thinks of this. It comes from a
I love it. It's beautiful.
A lady's garter slipped and fell on the floor at a royal dance. The king picked it up and said, Oniswaki Malipons.
Really? Is that how the garter ceremony?
Oh, yes.
Is it? I didn't know.
Wow.
That's it.
And it's made of lignum vitae, which is an West Indian hardwood. The only wood that doesn't float in water.
Really?
Third quarter of the 17th century, I would say, within a year or two.
I love this silverware, the really old, beaten in, you know.
The silver I'm not so sure about.
Really? Well, there you go, that shows how stupid I am.
Oh, no.
What do you like the piece, obviously?
I do.
Yes.
I do.
What sort
Wonderful.
of value would you put on it?
Incidentally, it's nice because even though the rim is there, the wooden rim is unchipped, and it's very finely turned, as you can see. And you'd expect that to be damaged. The value?
Yes.
I would say 4,000.
4,000.
Yeah?
£4,000.
I do like you, and Eric's totally superfluous to this programme. There's very little else to say, is there, Eric?
I'm feeling quite superfluous at the
I do
moment.
feel a bit silver, because, you know, I mean, what can I add? I can say, well, what I can tell you is that I'm very grateful to Aston Hall in Birmingham for lending us this piece, and it is a treasure. What can I tell you? Yes, of course, it's a wassail bowl. And secondly, yes, we think it's between 1650, maybe 1660, so we're in the right place there. And we think we actually thought it was worth £3,800. But if you say 4,000, sir, we'll agree with you. 3 points.
Now, in the next round, the teams will be given an unusual object. They'll try to guess what it is, and for a point, put a value on it. Alan, first of all to Sander and to Tony, please.
Chinese? Is it jade?
Likely.
Yeah.
Could be jade, yes.
It's a very ugly deity. Is it a monkey or a frog deity or...
Something to do with a crab, perhaps?
A crab?
Yeah? Oh, yeah, frog, you're right. Frog. Is
Where do
it
you
one
think-
of those things that you use as a toggle?
Where do you think it's from? What part of the world would you say?
Burma?
It's going in the right direction. Pass it down here. So, because you really have to just give us a valuation. Basically, that's what we want. But can you get any nearer than Burma to that?
Victor knows what it is.
Oh, Victor's.
Nearer might be Auckland, New Zealand, yes. It's a jade tiki, little Maori god. A wonderful example.
But I love this. It's not real jade, you say.
It's a green hardstone, very
Jade.
similar to jade.
But it's a beautiful colour, isn't it? It's something cool in your hand.
Look at his face.
Yeah, because his
Don't
face
try
is
to
a bit
copy it.
crooked. Okay, I won't.
Well, I like it as well. I
Lovely.
think it's great. It's got a nice... If you were blind, you could enjoy that, really, because it's got a lovely tactile feel to it. And what can I say? It's got a good provenance. We know where it's been since 1862. And fair to say that these little tikis, I've never seen an 18th century one, because they're very much a 19th century invention. And look at the shape. If you forget the decoration, but look at the shape. Can you see that shape? It's rather like an axe head or an adze, because quite often they took these greenstone adze, which, you know, an adze for cutting wood would have had a stem on it, and they converted them into tikis. There it is, Maori,
Lovely.
and we know it's mid 19th century. The question is, Michael, what's it worth?
What's it worth? How much do you think it's worth? All right.
It's worth keeping in mind that it does have that nice provenance that not many do. Okay,
So you're
just a
saying
little,
this-
just a tip.
Yes.
Just a little
So
tip.
just think of a figure and then add a bit, you're saying?
Yeah.
All right, fine. Mariella, got yours? All right, Mariella? It says £4,200.
Victor told me.
Tony says £1,200.
He's great an oak, but it's £2,000 at the end of the day. It's £2,000.
£2,000. Very nice. Which means that Tony and Sandra have 4 points and Mariella and Victor have got 3 points. Now the next object, please, goes to Tony and Sandra.
(1859) it says.
And it's got a king's
Is that ivory or
yes,
bone
I think
or-
it's probably ivory in 1859. It's certainly not Prince Albert. What's
I
inside?
heard someone in the audience say, no, it's a shoe.
It must be for keeping.
Is it?
Wait, what do you keep in it? Think?
Yes.
What do you think?
Socks?
Well, why would it be
Yes? Or
why would it be a shoe?
thinking of
though?
tobacco.
Not snuff. This is a
Snuff.
You'd have to have a pretty
Amazing.
serious habit, wouldn't you?
A table snuff.
Maybe it's a snuff dealer. Maybe. Carrying it, but snuff, dear me. Couldn't really take that out at the opera, could you?
So we know the date, we know what it is. Now what you have to do is just give us a value.
It's beautifully made.
It's rather nice, isn't it?
Yes.
What do you think?
£800.
Would you go? I don't know. It is.
It's got
I
to be.
don't-
It's
I
got to
don't feel-
be. Can't be less than 800.
How much?
£800.
£800. And you think it's made out of?
Well, it's made of wood with an ivory inlay.
Inlay.
And
Right.
it's more than one type of wood.
There you are. Pass it down then, please. Victor?
I don't know.
It's rather nice, isn't it? Yeah, it's unusual.
Actually, it looks like you've got the feet of a duck, haven't you, if you look at something like that? I mean, the thought that winkle pickers was something, you know, that you found in the 50s, but it looks like they were alive and well in the 1850s. But you know, there are a whole range of snuff boxes in the form of shoes. And I think in this case, it may well be something that was literally a labour of love. Because if you look carefully, on the heel, can you see there, just above the heel, a little heart? So it may have been something that may have been made sort of at home. But anyway, what more can you say? It is 1859. Of course, it is a snuff. And you said 800. Well, we were around 850, so I have to say, Michael, it's 3 points.
Well done, 3 points. Our next object, please, to Victor and Mariella. Thank you.
Oh. Very old. Bowl with... Is that Charlie?
James.
The first? Oh, the second. Wow. Is it 16... What is it, 1680? So it's... Oh, my goodness.
What do you say?
1686, it says on the top.
1686.
And there's a painting of King James II inside it. That doesn't mean it would have been his, though, does it? I mean,
Oh, no. It's purely out of loyalty. It's a porringer.
Porringer?
Porringer, for eating porridge from. Or potage, soup. A potager. An ear dish, it's called in the period. Lambeth, probably. Delft. Tin glazed earthenware. Certainly London made. I think the initials are the original owners. Norman and Mary Pearson, perhaps. The P is the surname.
Why did you say those names?
Well, you'd like to be called Norman, wouldn't you, if you were?
Not particularly.
Yes, very nice, clean, undamaged example.
Are there many of these
Nice,
left?
they're very rare. Certainly painted. There are white ones as well.
Are you excited?
I am.
Just checking. Just checking.
You should be excited. This is a common occurrence when handling that type of pot. Excitement tends to start from the fingers and work its way up, you know.
Well, Eric, we don't all have your problems.
It's just a
Victor, how
point
much
in
do you
time.
think? I mean, obviously valuable. What do you say?
6.5. 7.5. Go on. 8.
9.5, you say, Mariella? Go on.
I'll go with 9.
All right, 9.
9, okay.
Okay, £9,000 for that bowl, whatever it may be.
I'm just enjoying this.
Oh, he's
actually.
got that feeling from his feet up.
No, I came out before Barrymore and I told everybody I was a potaholic. You know, I'm very happy because when it comes to pots like this, I mean, it's a privilege to actually hold it, really, and especially when you've got something with James too, because he wasn't very popular, was he? He was deposed, and it's dated, and it's from, it tells you on the back, from S.M. Taylor's collection from Sutton Coldfield, and if you want to see it, it's in Birmingham City Art Galleries,
right.
And it is a treasure. Known as an ear dish, or sometimes called bleeding bowls. It's rare to have the monarch, it's rare for it to be dated. Yes, we're happy that it is actually Lambeth, so we're okay with the identification. Date-wise, well, you had it on a plate, didn't you? Or on a porringer, whichever you prefer. But it is an exciting piece. In fact, when it comes to 9,500, to be honest, it's just a bit below the mark, because, I don't mean to shock you, and it's 75,000. I should point out that this is a very American-orientated market, and we have at this moment in time two what you might call major players. And I think one lives at the top of the Empire State Building, quite literally. And when it comes to the value of Delft, it has rocketed.
And I was only trying to get it to go up to about 11.
So it's 2 points all the same.
Well done, 2 points. Very well done. Okay, well that brings us to the final round, which is where Eric describes a particular object and he asks the teams to guess the value. Eric.
Well, it was a very common practice in the Victorian age for people to gather in the living room or whatever for a bit of a song. usually delivered by the hostess with the mostess, or maybe one of her daughters. And if you wanted to deliver such a song, you needed a rather useful piece of furniture. And this is it. It's something of an extraordinary piece of furniture in every way, dating from perhaps 1850 or 1860. It's in good old walnut, but let's just have a look at the construction. Very short little cabriole legs. I mean, it's portable. There it is. It's on brass casters. And useful. Waste not, want not. A little pull there reveals a drawer. And then, rather reminiscent of the Victorian skeleton clocks, you've got this amazing tracery. Can you see this? This pierced fretwork and strapwork. And if I follow my finger up there, just a little bit of leaf carving, a little bit of acanthus. And then, just beneath the top, this lovely oval cabochon. Great little panel. Again, more tracery. And then, to the top itself, it's a lovely piece of figured walnut. But it's mirror cut. Maybe it's my imagination. Tell me if I'm going daft. But this, to me, has the appearance of a butterfly. But maybe that was intentional, maybe it was just a quirk of fate. But either way, if I was to lower that top, you then have the perfect lectern. Now, if I can just take you underneath, because underneath here, in between these two panels, you have 3 compartments in which you would keep sheet music. And then you would spread your sheet music on this top section here, and then deliver your song. I mean, today it's equally useful. It could take Hello Magazine, Cosmopolitan, or maybe the Financial Times. So it is still a useful piece of furniture. Whether or not, of course, you want to deliver a song to your friends on a Saturday night is entirely up to you. But if you do, this is a piece of furniture you need. And the question is, how much would you pay for the privilege of being its owner?
Okay, what do we think it's worth then? Prepare your bids on the papers provided. Mr. Slattery would like it shortly.
I beg your pardon?
We'd like it soon.
Would you? Mm-hmm. What's up to me? Sorry, Michael.
All right. Tony Slattery, £6,500. Mariella Frostrup, £3,800. So,
Bit of a singer, are we? £3,000.
£3,000. There you are. Very close game. That means the final score, Tony and Sounder have got 7 points, Mariella and Victor 6 points. So they're the winners. It was a good game, a good tie game. It's goodbye from Tony Slattery, Sounder Lipton, Mariella Frostrup, Victor Chinnery and Eric Knowles. Join us the next time that we're going for a song. Until then, from all of us here, goodbye.
Comic Relief Night sees men and vicars behaving badly.
Do I detect a slight accent there?
G'day.
Dutch?
Just talk between yourselves. Man to insect.
Getting in deep water.
I just wondered if you wouldn't mind putting your hand down our sink. You see, we seem to have a bit of a block.
And plunging in.
You're not exactly your average Church of England vicar.
Got these for a start.
Don't get many of those in the Vatican.
Fancy a bit of behaving badly? Comic Relief, Friday from 7, BBC One.
We take to the hills now, BBC One, in today's weather show.
Park weather line. Here is the weather forecast supplied by the Met Office with conditions on the fells from the National Park Ranger Service. The day will be mainly dry with broken cloud giving sunny spells after early mist and fog patches clear. Fell conditions are from Helvellyn on Tuesday. The ground is frozen to valley level, with patches of snow remaining in gullies.
The National Park Weather Line has been sponsored by various companies since 1974. Many people come up, or they're setting off from Manchester, they can ring up, just a standard phone call, and they get the weather, the fell-top conditions, so they want to find out if they need ice axes, crampons. Sometimes at the weekends over 1,000 people use it. It's an easy number to remember, Keswick 75757. Graham's there and he actually sees it and he feels the conditions, he can tell if it's frozen, he can visualise the snow cover and test the footpaths, which is very important, and as I say, it's a unique service.
Well, I go up the fell on a daily basis to assess what the conditions are on the ground, the likelihood of avalanche, if there's snow, where the snow is, what sort of snow it is. I know that probably sounds daft, but there are different sorts of snow. Whether it's suitable for ice and snow climbers, just how dangerous the conditions are for your average walker. And basically that's it. I've had 30 odd years experience of walking and climbing and mountaineering, and I thought to be suitably experienced to do this. It's thought by the National Park to be a big safety feature. If people are going out on the fells, it's as well to know before they leave what conditions are there. It's more necessary in the winter to do this because we've got conditions that are dangerous, potentially very dangerous on the Strading and swirl edges, where a slip would lead to falls of 400 to 600 feet or more. In the summertime, the falls are still there, but you've got no ice or snow to slip on. You obviously get more people in the summer, but even this time of year, I can come up and see sort of 70 or 80 people on a day. So this is where the Weatherline service comes in. You can get up-to-date information of just where the snow is.
Good afternoon, National Park Centre, Keswick.
I phoned it into one of the three people who then put my report onto the Weatherline service, and they then get a forecast from the Met Office at Newcastle, put the two together and put it on the Weatherline.
Okay, thanks very much. Bye.
We tend to go up Helvellyn every time because Helvellyn is positioned within the lakes. It's not as high as Scafell, but it's sort of farther away from the coast. It does tend to be a lot colder, well, a lot colder, maybe a few degrees colder, and it tends to hold the snow longer. And it has a lot of north and east facing slopes which tend to hold the snow and tend to collect more snow. If you're going to check snow and ice conditions, that's where you go.
While Yvonne's away, Gary can play.
Nothing's going to spoil this holiday, Gary.
Stressful things, holidays.
She's coming home next week.
I'm going to be on holiday 5 decades ago.
With your pregnant lover.
Just you and me and a week of glorious weather.
Pretty summertime. Good night, sweetheart. Monday, 8:30 on BBC One.
A short guide to comparative European literature. And, rugby. At the end of the day, there'll only be one champion and 3 teams eating their words. 2 games live this Saturday on BBC Television and Radio 5 Live.